All right, what's going on, guys? This is Out of the Park podcast. I got a special guest for you today, my boy Key.
You.
So Key's one of my teammates. You want to give a little introduction for yourself?
My name's Keyir Burwell. I'm a sophomore at Albright College. I play baseball with Josh, and I'm majoring in accounting, economics, and finance at the moment.
So what made you choose here for everything?
I mean, like financially, like it was like too hard to pass up.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I got a great like package, and they gave me a great opportunity, and I could play baseball as well. So I mean, like it was a no-brainer. And like I came here with one of my childhood friends from home, Chris.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris.
Dang, I didn't know you guys grew up together.
Well, I mean, like we like how do I say this? Like we met each other through baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So like my travel team and his travel team would like play each other. Or like one year he had played on my travel team. So, but yeah,
Dang.
we ain't never been like close, but like I always knew of him, and then we got like close like here.
No, that's good that at least you're able to come in and know someone right off the bat.
Yeah,
It's always a good thing for college and everything like that. So, has college baseball been one of your goals throughout life?
actually no.
No?
I'm gonna be honest. No, I didn't even think like I would have never thought I was gonna play baseball.
Wow.
In college, I had like started playing baseball when I was like 11, 10 maybe. Like I grew up playing another sport, and I thought like, if anything, I thought I was gonna play basketball in college. But I mean, I grew up playing another sport, and I never would have thought like I didn't know nobody that played like baseball. So it was like a sport I tried and like was good at it, and just took it and ran with it, to be honest.
So how comes you didn't come to college to play basketball?
I don't know. I was better at baseball, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like my opportunities was like higher at like baseball, and I mean realistically, like I wasn't gonna go to college if I wasn't gonna play a sport. Well, at least not like a 4-year undergrad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I don't know. It's just I don't know. Baseball was just baseball. Like I would have never thought though that I would play here or like in college in general.
Yeah, like I mean, I thought like from a young age, like I wanted to play baseball. I liked playing baseball, everything like that. So going to college was like a big thing for me, but I still was on the edge if I even wanted to go to college, everything like that, because there's a lot more I could be doing with my life.
Yeah.
Not playing baseball, not being in college, everything like that. But I can definitely say like coming here and everything is, I'm so blessed to actually have came to college, just because you meet so many different people here, and just playing baseball at a competitive level is just it's so fun, it's so exciting, everything like that, and you kind of see how much more work goes into everything that we do, even if we're only at a smaller level. Like we still do a lot. We're practicing every day. We have lifts, everything. It's so much more complicated than it was in high school. But I'm super glad that I picked the whole route of coming to college and everything.
Yeah, I mean, a key emphasis on like I kind of think like it's more of like a job than it is like a sport. When you get to college, like I would have never thought like college baseball was like this, because I mean, number one, I never like knew anybody that played college baseball, so I didn't have like that like what to expect. So when I came here, it was like everything was new, and it's like the practice 6 days a week, the lifts every day, hitting every day. Like last year, it was all new to me, and it took me a while to adjust. But I mean, I like it, to be honest. I'd rather be doing that than like high school, like you said, where you practice once or twice a week and play games on a Friday or whatever.
And so, you skipped a grade in high school, or was it earlier?
It was earlier. It was like in second grade.
Dang. And why did you skip a grade?
I mean, I hardly remember, because like I was young, but it wasn't my decision. It was like they gave the opportunity to my mom. I had ended up going to like a private school for like 2 or 3 years, and I guess I was like advanced, and there was like something called a placement test, and if you pass the placement test, your parents can like choose you to skip the following grade the semester. So I never had like a second grade. I went first or third.
Oh,
if that
dang.
makes sense.
Dang, but I mean that's pretty cool, because you were what, only 17 all of your freshman year. The youngest kid in the grade. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you glad that you skipped like early on, or?
I mean, there's pros and cons. Like on the sports side, I wish I never did, cause like it feels like me being so young, like I'm playing catch up. That makes sense. Like always. And I mean, like you said, I was 17 the whole year last year, and you got guys, especially in a college setting, that's 23, 24, and you got like the incoming freshman 19, 20. So like it always felt like I was playing catch up, like on the field in the weight room, especially in the weight room. And like they're just like me being so young, like they're more physically able than I am. So I mean, like there's pros and cons, but I mean the pros, like the obvious, like I finished school early, and
That's true.
I'm ahead in life. So like if you look at it in that point of like life, like I'll get an early start, and I mean like into the world like faster. So
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but I don't like love it at the same time.
I mean, like you said, there are pros and cons, but I think it's still pretty cool that you can get a jump start to your life before people your own age. Like I'll graduate at 22, where you'll graduate at like 21. So it's like, it's a good thing, and I think it's definitely helped you. I would say you definitely matured a lot faster than everyone. Yeah. Just because you had to be around older people all the time in sports, school, everything like that. So I think it definitely benefited you in life to do that. So, but I mean, that's pretty cool though that you were able to skip a whole grade.
Yeah.
But I guess you being so young, it didn't really affect you as much right off the bat.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like I mean, I hardly remember like the test. I just know like I did it. I'm younger than everybody else, and I mean, it really wasn't really up to me. It was up to my mom. So I mean, like she made that decision for us, and I don't hate it, but I don't like love it at times either. So
yeah. No, I mean it's a pretty cool thing. Not everyone can skip a grade, so you're blessed that you're able to do that. So what's this I hear that you are coming out with your own clothing brand?
Yeah, it's called Endless Abundance Apparel. It's basically like the word endless abundance mean like to basically like be you and chase all your dreams, and like jack as many trades as you can to like to like be like financially free or whatever you choose to be in life. And like I mean, like another way of looking at it is like we choose like the infinity logo as like our little staple or whatever, and we chose that because like it's never ending. So like the endless or whatever. And I don't know, I always like growing up, I always liked clothes and fashion and things of like that nature. So I mean, it was only decent for me to like start a brand, and I'm grateful to be doing it with like some of my childhood friends. Shout out to them. But I mean, I had a vision, and like I just want the vision to come true. And
so this has kind of been something that you've wanted to do for a while now? Yeah,
for sure. But now I have like not only like the money, but like the tools, support system to do it. Like I'm older now, and like I know what it takes to, like I'm still learning the whole like process and whatever. But I think like it's good to get your hands in like as many things as you can. And like I try to live by that, and I never like let like the outside like world like render me into doing things. So I mean, I try to start as many things as I can. Like this was one of them.
Yeah.
And it's like I like it. I like the name. I like the brand, the meaning, and the drop's coming soon, preferably Christmas. So
heck yeah,
I got you.
So is it like all sorts of clothing? Is it just like hoodies? Like what is it kind of?
I mean, right now it's like what's trending right now is like streetwear. So of course like we're gonna like start with that, but like the goal is to be like everything. Like you look at Lululemon or like big brands, Louis Vuitton, like they bounce around in every little thing. So if I mean like God, hopefully we get that big, but like that would be the plan, and like go into different niches and like give something that not only like people that's in the street wear that can wear it, like anybody can wear it. So.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see you walking down the runway in your stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
That would be cool. One day I just look at like TikTok or something, I see you walking down there, like, dang, bro, I played baseball with him and everything. He was on my podcast before all of this.
Same with the podcast, though. I hope to see you with that YouTube silver plaque, the gold one.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So is like getting into like the whole fashion era and like making your own clothing, is that kind of like your dream for the rest of your life, or is it just kind of a side thing?
I wouldn't necessarily say like dream. Like, I mean, like everybody have goals, and like one of my main goals is just to be like financially free. So whatever that means for me in the future, or like whatever I decide to do to become financially free is like what I'm gonna choose. Like that would be like my dream. Can't really like pick one and be like, but I mean, that's what I would say. I wouldn't call it a dream. I would call it like me opening the door, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely good that you're getting into like multiple different things. I mean, obviously, like a podcast wasn't something I necessarily thought I was gonna do, but I mean, I'm glad I started it. But like, I also am a firm believer that you should do as much as you can while you're young. Like we're still super young. We're in like the first little beginning of our lives. So why not test out what you like and just like explore different opportunities that you have right now. Whereas in the future, then you got to semi lock in, be like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I know like as you get older and everything, you're going to switch different goals. You're going to switch jobs. You're going to switch everything you're doing. But then you can kind of fall back on everything that you learned when you were younger. And like, I mean, you're ahead of the game a year over everyone else that's your age. So it's like starting it was a no-brainer for you, especially if you love it. Like I dress in Under Armour, Nike, all the basic stuff. You're over here and you're all the drip that you be wearing every day. I see you walking around campus and everything in different fits. You always got everything fresh, everything like that. So that's where you're ahead of me with that. I never really got into fashion. I just kind of wore like the basic stuff. I wear shorts almost every day. So, but like, it's cool to see that you're getting it out there and really finding your own brand and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's never like too late to start getting into fashion. I mean, like clothes is like an essential, is like how I look at it. So, I mean, like same thing with your hair. I think like your hair, the stuff you wear, like resembles you. So, if it's like a statement piece, or like it just defines your identity, like what you wear, your hairstyle. So, I mean, it's never too late to get into fashion or whatever. Me personally, I always like clothes. Maybe it's like, I mean, the people around me always like clothes. The people around me like dress how I dress. So, of course, like the people around you dress how you dress. So, I mean, everybody influence everybody else. So, I mean, it's never too late though. I could see you in a little Endless Abundance sweatsuit.
I would 100% rep it. I think it. I mean, from what you showed me the other day, they look pretty fire. So I'll definitely have to check it out when it drops. But like, for me, like I could care, like fashion wise, is just something that never like piqued my interest. Like I'm more of like the basics. Like I don't really need like the high end clothing, everything like that. But I mean, the stuff that you're putting out looks like it was fire. So maybe I'll have to wear it someday, and I'll definitely check it out when it comes out. Because like I said, it was of the pictures that you showed me, it was pretty fire. So just keep doing that. It's great to see that you're starting your own business, everything like that.
Thank you.
But I mean, so you grew up where?
In Philly, like preferably like North Philly, like Northeast Philly.
So that's like, I mean, I'm not too familiar with Philly. Is it like the city, or?
It's not like you got like everybody knows like Center City.
Yeah.
So I mean like Center City, and like when people think of Philly, they think of like Center City and South Philly. Like they don't really think about like North Philly to Northeast, or like things of that. Like Philly's a big city. I'm pretty sure you know that. But I mean like there's different like like races and like different like people like scattered in different parts. Like you go to South Philly, it's more like the Italians and like them type of people. You go to North Philly, it's more like people of color and like Hispanics and stuff like that.
So you like living in Philly? Is that somewhere you want to stay, or you want to kind of?
No,
You don't want to stay there?
I mean, I love it. I love Philly to death. It taught me a lot of things. I didn't grow up in like the best place in Philly, or like the safest. So I mean, it definitely taught me a lot of stuff, and I'm forever grateful for the city. I do think it's just too much going on, and I only think it's going to get worse because Philly's like a very overpopulated place.
Yeah.
And like just to be a city, so I would definitely I like more. I'm not saying like I hate the city, and I'd rather be in the city than like be in like countryside or like something quiet, cause like at the end of the day like there's nothing to do here. But like I would love to be in a city that's not like so overly like populated or like so like too much going on. Like when I think of a city that I want to live in, is calm, like not really doing too much. I had went to Seattle one year for like a baseball tournament, and their city is like it was like fire, like it was nothing like. And then we stayed in the heart of the city, but it felt like I was like somewhere else. So
yeah. So where would you want to live in the future?
definitely down south, maybe like Atlanta, or like in the Carolinas maybe, like somewhere around there. I don't know if I want to go to Florida, but definitely to the south. I think like the southern way of living is like it intrigues my eye, and I mean like stuff's cheaper down there, and like good weather and all that. So I would love to move there. Where would you want to move?
I want to move to Florida. Like, so my top 3 places are Florida, Texas, and Arizona. And I just hate the cold. So I hate PA, everything like that. Like, growing up here, yeah, it's cool and everything. We got snow days, everything like that. But just living here is not fun. Like, I want to be somewhere where it's like populated but not too populated. Like Florida, it's pretty populated, but there's so much to do.
Yeah.
Like I grew up around here, so it's like there's really not that much to do. And coming to college, like it's pretty much where I grew up, so I know every place. Like I've already experienced everything that's around here. So like I just like visiting Florida and everything over like the summer and stuff. It's like that's the dream down there. That's the perfect place.
You don't like the snow, you said?
No, I hate the snow.
What?
I hate being cold too.
I love the snow, but that's why I don't really want to like move like that far. Like I still want to be like somewhere where it snows, or like I could go and like see the snow maybe, cause that's like my favorite like weather.
Just get a house in somewhere in the north, and then you can get your main house down south.
Yeah, just to go.
I don't know. The snow's just like it's nice looking from like inside. When I'm inside, I'm looking outside, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But then when I get outside, it's like I don't want to be cold.
Yeah.
I hate being cold. I just want to be able to throw on shorts and a t-shirt the majority of days and not have to worry about freezing and like everything like that. So I think going down to like down south to Florida and stuff's perfect. The only downside to that is hurricanes.
Yeah.
And like that type of stuff is like, you get a house down there, it's destroyed in minutes with hurricanes. So there's positives and negatives to moving everywhere.
Earthquakes too.
You said what?
Earthquakes too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's so much going on down there. It's like, it does look like the perfect place to live, but then you also, like, we don't experience earthquakes, hurricanes, everything like that up here as often. So it's like the kind of trade-off, like you're trading like the snow for a hurricane in the summer the majority of the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like I would make that trade in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. I'd rather, I mean, as bad as it sounds, I've been through like, I think it was 1 or 2 hurricanes. I'd rather go through a hurricane than have to be in like a snowstorm or stuff like that.
Would you move to Texas?
I would.
Houston?
I'd probably consider around there. I mean, Texas is a nice state. The living is so cheap.
What?
Like you can buy a mansion for only like $500K, and it's like, you buy that here, it's like $1 million or more. So the living down there is so much cheaper. I mean, there are places down there that do get cold and like snow, but it's like a rare occasion, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I think the West Coast is like way, like the northern West Coast is way like more expensive to live. Like, I don't know if you know, I have a twin sister.
Do you?
Yeah, but she's in school in California,
Wow.
and she'll tell me like a case of water is like $9.
That's
you go
crazy.
to like Wise down the street, it's like $5. It's like their gas be about like $10 a gallon. Ours is like $4. Like the cost of living in LA, like compared to here, is like way cheaper.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then, like we take it for granted because you look at other cities like Houston and stuff like that, and their cost of living is cheap. But I don't think we got it like worse inflation wise. I mean, it's pretty bad, but I think like we're like stuck in the middle. I feel like so.
Yeah, I mean, I look at, like you said, like gas in Cali is expensive.
Yeah, it's like $9 a gallon
Yeah.
or something.
And like the other day, I just paid like $3 a gallon. I'm like, okay, it's slowly coming down. But yeah, definitely the cost of living out on the West Coast is
Crazy.
it's crazy. I mean, I would consider living in LA for like a couple months, just like experience that. Like I know one of my friends, like she was telling me that like you can like walk around and you're seeing like these different celebrities sometimes.
Yeah.
So I feel like living down there for a couple months would be fine, but I don't think I would want to fully commit to living there for the rest of my life just because.
My sister, like, thinks otherwise.
Really?
Like, she doesn't want to come home.
Wow.
Like, she actually, like, loves it up there. Like, she's seen, I don't know if you know, but Storm Reed, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's daughter is, like, her next-door neighbor.
Wow.
Storm Reed also goes to her school. Like, all these celebrities she sees, like, she walked the, like, you go down the street or, like, you go out of their building and, like, you can see the Hollywood sign, like, she tells me like stuff like feels fake out there, and I'm like, I bet. Like you see like these big name people every day in like a beachfront school. So.
I mean, it's definitely positives and negatives, because I think it would be cool to be able to just walk outside your house and like see a celebrity, and like you're waiting at the red light, you look over and it's like a big celebrity or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like you don't get it as much here, but we also, that's where the cost of everything comes in. Like they're all paying so much more than we are, so it's great here, and that's why I think like Florida, you kind of get the mix, because it's not as expensive down there. Like I would imagine it's still pretty expensive to live down there, but like you're not paying as much as Cali, and there's a lot of celebrities that are in Florida. So it's like you're kind of seeing a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Whereas up here, like I don't think I've ever really seen a celebrity, unless it's like an athlete or something. Like they're not coming to film big movies here as much.
No.
So it's like you're trading that off. And Florida, I just feel like you get the perfect mixture of like, you're getting the heat and everything. You're getting the famous people that walk around there. They're not as common as Cali, but there's still a decent amount that live down there. And then the prices aren't as much.
Yeah.
So I think that's the trade-off I'd much rather have. But yeah, I think living in Cali would be fun for a little bit, but I feel like after a while it just gets old. And it's so far. Like if my parents are living in PA and I'm in Cali, like it's like that's a couple flights down there. That's a ton of hours to get there. It's like not as worth it, whereas Florida's only a couple hours. It's like a 2.5 hour flight, I think it was. So it would be, I think that's my ideal place.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up with a twin?
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's like you always have somebody in your corner is another way of looking at it. Like this is me and my sister's first time going to like separate schools, like not being in the same grade, not being in the same class. So, I mean, like she was always in my corner like from the womb. So, like you always got somebody you could rely on. And I mean, I have a twin sister, so we don't really like share the same interests. But I mean, I would say like, I don't know if she thinks like me, but at times she do. It's like you always got somebody to like just fall back on, basically.
Yeah. So
it's not really different. It's like same thing of having like a sibling that's younger than you.
So would you say that you are like, do you only have a sister? You have any other siblings?
I have a brother, a little brother, but we got different moms.
So I was gonna say, do you think like you guys are closer since you're twins, or do you kind of just view it as like a normal like sibling type thing?
I mean, it's hard because, like, I feel like if she was like the same sex, like a boy, we would be really close. But, like, I mean, since she's a girl, like, our interests and, like, things we like differ. So, I mean, we can only, like, do so much together, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, we're not the same, like, sex. And, I mean, I feel like, I don't feel like it made us closer, but I don't feel like it like separated us. I just think she's just like my sister. Like if we was to have like a sister, but like growing up, we always did everything together though, cause we were twins and like shared the same birthdays. So, I mean, that's another way of looking at it. Like you're always sharing something.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I mean, cause I have an older brother, and like I would say like we're not the closest, but we're not like super far apart. But he's like, I think he's 4 years ahead of me, so it's like we were growing up in 2 different friend groups, everything like that. He was older, doing stuff with his friends, and I'm the young kid trying to hang out with them. So I feel like it's definitely different when you have that person that's exactly the same age as you. And I think I mean I always thought like if you're a twin, like you're automatically like extremely closer, no matter what. That's just how I viewed it, and I've never really met. I think I've met like one other person that has a twin, and it's like they're pretty close, but like I get it's just like an interesting thing.
Are they the same sex?
Yeah.
See, it's like different.
Yeah.
Like for me, cause it's like I said, like you only could do so much. Like I can only do so much with my sister. Like I can't go to the nail salon with her. She don't like to play sports, so like it's like it's only so much. Now when we were younger, I mean, of course we were closer, cause like I go to the other room and it's like my sister, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, as we got older, like we kind of like, I wouldn't say go our separate ways, but like you just branch off and do different things. And I was like a sports kid, always like doing something, and she was like a trying to figure out what she wanted to do in life. And exploring different like things. So
you guys are like almost like the opposites in interest type thing?
Yeah, we're the opposite in interest, but like we did everything together, so it made us like somewhat close, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean it's still good that you growing up you had that one person that was always there to hang out and stuff.
I don't think I ever went nowhere without my sister.
Wow.
Like, we always did everything together. If there was no like just picking up her and not picking up me, you know what I'm saying? It was always together. Yeah,
so you guys were pretty much like best friends at that point. But I mean, it's just like now that you're growing up, like you're gonna branch off into different ways.
Yeah.
And I mean, you still got her in a corner.
Yeah.
So I think it's great that you have such a good relationship with her as well, and that she's always there for you, everything like that.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing though that like we did go to separate schools, cause I mean like imagine like you and your brother like from pre-K to 12th grade, like they was in your class. Like you got picked up with her, you left with her, you like ate with her. Like your friend group was her friend group, so I mean like it was a good thing. It was hard though for me, like personally, like leaving my sister. I couldn't really ask her for answers anymore. Like she couldn't remind me that like this homework was due this day and stuff like that. But I mean, everything takes like getting used to.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big adjustment when you come to college because you're on your own now. You don't have anyone like telling you got to be here, you got to do all this. Like, yeah, we have that schedule with baseball where we're getting told we have to do this at this time, but outside of that, we have so much free time. And I think that was the hardest thing for me was trying to grasp all the free time that I had. Like, I have to do homework even though I don't have class all day. I have the 50-minute class and I got to do homework outside of that. It's like, it's hard. It was hard for me, I think, like the first 2 weeks to adjust to doing that type of stuff. But I mean, as you go through it so many times, like you kind of just develop a routine and develop what works for you. And it just, it helps you mature as a person and get stronger as a person, everything like that, where you don't have to rely on someone else for everything. Right. And I think that's a great thing about college is like we're learning how to be independent like right out of high school, whereas some people that go to work, like they got to learn it a lot faster because now they got jobs and everything. We're kind of getting that grace period where we're learning it, but we also can like mess around and everything like that. So that's why I like to tell people to go to college, but I don't think college is
The
for
best.
everyone.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I think it would be beneficial to the world if it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, if more people could get, like, their hands on it. Like, for me, like, that was the case. Like, I was going to whatever school that I didn't really have, like, to pay much. So, I mean, like, I was fortunate enough to get, like a scholarship or whatever. But, like, some people aren't. And, like, maybe, like, college is what, like, some people need, but, like, they can't attain it because, like, they don't have the financial stability to pay for it. So
Yeah, I couldn't imagine coming to college and not being an athlete. I just don't know how people can live like that. Like, I know a lot of people do that because the majority of college students aren't athletes, but just like I feel like it would have been a lot harder of a transition if I came into college and not being an athlete, because we get put in right away. We're getting put in like this whole group that we're all so tight and we got a team and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're not an athlete, like, you got to go out and talk to everyone. Like, you got to make your own friends. And I feel like it takes a lot of time to do that type of stuff. And especially with the first couple weeks, like, you're still homesick and everything. You're missing being at your house with your parents, siblings, everything like that. So I think for people that aren't athletes, it's a lot harder to adjust to this life. But that's why I'm so grateful that I'm an athlete. And I genuinely don't think I would have came to college if I wasn't an athlete.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't.
But it didn't pique my interest if I wasn't playing baseball.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like school the first.
I think you, like, being here, though, I think you do miss out on, like, a lot of opportunities, like, personally. And, like, you definitely miss out on, like, like, financial opportunities as well. And, like, some people, I know, like, a lot of people that aren't athletes, like, they work. And I think that's a good thing to do. Like, it keeps you busy while you're here, but it also gives you, like, like, some financial, monetary. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
Yeah, we don't really have enough time to be able to work and everything, so we just kind of have to do what we can over break and everything like that. But there are days where I think going to work would have been more beneficial, just because, like you said, you're making money right out of high school. Like, you can afford all your stuff, everything like that, whereas you're coming out of college, you got debt and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's, again, as we said before, there's positives and negatives to everything. But I mean, college is just, it helps you grow so fast. That way you can be more successful in the future. But I see my friends now that are right in work out of high school, and it's like, well, now they can build a family. They can do all this, where I'm stuck 4 more years of school and whatever else I have to do beyond my major. And like, I didn't like school, so coming to college wasn't necessarily my biggest, like, thing. But that's where the athletics came in. And now, like, I'm grateful I came. Do I hate going to class? Yes. I hate all the work. I hate all of that. But we also have freedom. We get to play a sport for 4 more years. Yeah. Just to have fun. But it's definitely a great experience. So you got a painting business.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
So you want to just kind of go into that?
It's called KBJ Home Improvement. It's basically like a paint. Kind of, I do everything, like, anything you ask. Like, I think I was, like, surrounded by people that did, like, construction growing up, and like home improvement stuff, I guess. And, like, that was my way of, when I was younger, like, keeping my mind occupied, so I would grasp, like, so much information I could on my own. And then, like you say, go out in the real world, try to get your own clients, and boom, I got my first, like, job, and I did it, like, very well. And then, like, tell a friend, and it became a business. But, like, I specialize in, like, painting, and, like, not just, like, painting walls or, like, but, like 3D. I don't know if you ever heard it, but, like, accent walls, or, like, the triangular walls that be on, like, one wall, or, like, the bedroom. But yeah, I do, like, stuff like that.
So you can, like, paint, like, pictures and everything. Yeah. So how comes you didn't come to college to be, like, an art major or something?
I do take an art class, but I don't know. I think like art is one of them subjects, like what can you teach me? You know what I'm saying, that I don't, like, already know. Yeah. I'm not even trying to like be that person, but like you look at art and like what can you learn from a college art class? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if realistically, like, a lot of things are on YouTube, and I'd rather go to YouTube for free than pay for a $500 class to teach me something I already know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those art majors though, they got some serious skills.
Yeah, they do. Very creative. I think that's what separates like regular like artistic people from like artistic people is like what they can generate in their head and like make it come to life. So
yeah, they're all super creative. That's something I think I lack. Like I mean, I hate painting. I can draw a little bit, but like painting for me is just
really.
Yeah, I suck with painting. Like I can draw a decent bit and like it'll look good, like you can tell what it is, but like if it comes to like even coloring and stuff, like I can't do that. It just never turns out as good as I think it's gonna turn out. So I kind of just stay away from all of that.
I think painting on the walls and stuff, I mean, it's not really like you got more like help. Basically, like you got painter's tape, stencils. It's like it's just like kind of like who's more neat and organized and willing to take that extra step for it to look good.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you learn a lot on your journey. Like, I learned a lot. Like, my first painting wasn't an accent wall, but, like, I, like, branched off and like, made that creative side. And a lot of, like, my clients gave me freedom, which I loved. And they trusted me. And I'm glad that they trusted me because it ended up turning out, like, pretty well. And I think that, like, ties into, like, the fashion and like everything really is just like creativeness and what you can generate in your head and make it come to life. So,
yeah, you got that creative brain.
I think
it's
I would
always
like
a good thing to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you have the creative brain. You have a brand that you're creating. You can paint. Like those are the two top things that I would classify someone being very creative, and it takes a lot to be creative. Like I'm definitely not creative. That's why I have an editor that creates all of our stuff. Like I would be able to create like TikTok videos and stuff like that on my own, but like outside of that, it's like that's kind of like the basic thing is like making the TikTok videos, doing all the trends. That's like it's basic, but like you get into all the people that are like painting and like even our editor who does all the editing stuff. Like it takes a special skill set to be able to do that type of stuff, and it's something it's something I would love to learn, but it's something I haven't been able to like get good at right now at least. But it's definitely up there. I would love to learn how to like edit my own videos and not have to rely on someone to edit all of the content that we put out.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's great at his job. He's been with us for a couple of months, and he's definitely taken all of our content and stepped it up. So it's been great since he's come on board, and I'm grateful for everything that he does because I can tell him one day like, yo, I need this logo or I need this picture edited, and he gets it done. And he's a senior in college, so it's like he's got all this. He goes to Millersville. So he's got all of his work, and then plus I know he's got a ton of clients and stuff, and then he comes and does all of our editing. So it's like he lives definitely a very stressful life, I would imagine. He's got all this stuff, but I mean he's doing good for himself. He's making a name for himself, so he's definitely gonna go very, very big places in the future.
Yeah, hard work separates boys from men. I feel like so.
100%, I agree with that. So
it's a great aspect to have in life.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Like the harder you work, I feel like even if it doesn't show off right away, you're gonna down in like life and in the future and everything, you're gonna be successful at some point.
Yeah.
Like whether it takes a month or it takes a couple of years, like you put in the most amount of work that you possibly can, you give it your all, like you're gonna be successful. You're gonna reach the level that you want to. It's just whether or not you're gonna push yourself to get there, or you're gonna quit when you don't see results right away.
Right.
But I mean, it's not made for everyone. Like if everyone could do one thing and they'd automatically be rich and successful, like
everybody would do it. Yeah.
Then it would be like there's nothing left to strive for because you're making 6 figures right out of college and everything like that. So it's like, why go to college if people outside of there are making 6 figures and everything?
Yeah.
So that's where it definitely separates everyone. Because like you do see there are people that say they do all this hard work and there's nothing to show, but they're pretty much all talk.
Yeah.
Like that's where it also separates you, is whether or not you can talk and then do it, or if you're just that person that sits there and be talking all the time.
That's really like the biggest step you gotta take, is just starting it. I feel like anything, like realistically, like once you start whatever you're trying to do, like you get over that little step, I feel like every step is easier to walk up, kind of.
Yeah, 100%. So when did you start cutting hair?
I would say about like on junior year in high school, senior, like that junior summer going into my senior year. And I started out like like I lived with my grandpa my senior year of high school, and I started out like he's like older. He didn't really like care about his hair, but like he used to see me watching I don't know if you know this YouTuber name, but his name 360 Jeezy.
It sounds familiar, yeah.
And he used to like catch me watching him like on my phone or tablet or whatever, and he asked me one day like, you want to cut hair? And I was like, yeah. He brought me like my first set of like $50 clippers from Walmart, and I started cutting his hair as like a test dummy. He didn't really care, like his hair grows back. And then I just got good. And then like same thing, tell a friend. And then like people start rolling in, and yeah, that's how it all started.
Yeah, and now you're cutting a lot of our teammates' hair and everyone around campus, so
yeah,
it's definitely a good side hustle that you have.
I think barber's aura though is like fire. Like I think a lot of stuff you could learn on YouTube, and that was one of them. I remember like cutting my grandpa up hair and pause the video, do what he did, and then like once I finished, then play the video and do the next thing. But I mean, like I feel like YouTube teaches you a lot, and same thing, like it all ties into like the brand and like just basically getting your name out there and doing anything and everything you possibly can to be like financially free. Like realistically, I'm waiting like everybody waits for that one thing to take off so they can be like this big brand, this big name. And it's like you never know how quickly like that one thing could take off if you're focusing on one thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to do multiple things, because like yeah, you could have a passion for one thing and put all your energy into that, yet at one point it's going to become successful, but why not start doing all these other things where it could simply like lead into one big thing.
Right.
Like social media for me, like I play baseball, so I can post all my clips on there, and like it kind of helps build everyone else's awareness of my stuff, and then like the podcast and all of our other videos like that. So it's like everything kind of is like a building block up into like your final thing, and then it could be a totally opposite thing than what you first pictured, but when you first try it out, you just know that you like it, and it's something you stick with. So I think it's definitely good if you try different things so much more often and everything like that. Yeah,
and another thing for me though, like that barber setting was like really intrigued me. Like once you sit in your the chair, and like your client is like putting full trust in you to make them like look good, and or like some people would say come back to life. So I mean, just having that trust in like people, and like people having that trust in me was always something I like enjoyed. I always enjoy like the barber conversations like you have with your barber, or the barbershop in general. Like I just think that it's like the setting, and because I know when I go in the barbershop, like I mean it's a safe place for many like men. I feel like, and I mean you're surrounded by people that like in the same interests as you, same thing. Like you listen to music, watching sports, whatever. It's like your getaway from home, kind of. And I don't know. Growing up for me, like my mom didn't really like come in the barbershop with me. Like she would just let me, like just rock out and go. And it was like that was my time away from, like my parents. Like that was me feeling like older and growing up, like doing stuff on my own. So.
Yeah.
I think the barber setting was another thing that like I really enjoyed. I would love to like have my own barbershop growing up. I don't know if like that's like being a barber is like something I would want to do, but who knows what the future holds. But
100%.
I mean, yeah, shout out to my grandpa though. He started it all for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go to a barber as often anymore because I like my longer hair. But like, I mean, growing up, I did go to the barber, and it's a unique place to be. Like, you can talk sports with them. Like, they're cutting their hair, you're putting all your trust in them. Like, you can make conversation and everything. And I think it was a great place to be. But now that like I grow my hair out and everything, it's like I can simply not have to go. And it's like, I mean, it's not somewhere I really enjoyed that much, but like being in there is a great environment, a great vibe, everything like that. But now I'm just kind of sticking with the longer hair, so I don't necessarily go into the barber as often as I used to. But it's definitely a special place that I used to enjoy a lot.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know. I think places like that, like barbers, same thing with females, like hair salons, like it's a confidence booster once you step out of the chair and like yo, I look like good. Like it's a place where like builds confidence, I feel like, and like to be like a person in this world, like you have to have confidence. And if like a place where you can get like almost immediate confidence or like feel like you again is like a place I would like to be and surround myself with 24/7. So
no, confidence is definitely key in life.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think my final question for you is, if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would you tell him?
To enjoy like your childhood, kind of. Like I kind of like grew up early, like way early, and I think a lot of it had to do with me like skipping a grade too as well. But in like my circumstance, it was like different than other people's circumstance. But I didn't really like really get to enjoy like my childhood. Like I've been working since I was about like 15, like under the state. I'm not even talking about like under the table. I've been working since I was about like 8. And I think, I mean, it's pros, like you said, it's pros and cons to everything. I'm happy that like I got to in like the workforce and like was familiar with it early in life, but I didn't like, I don't think I had a childhood as like you look at other people, like especially here in school, like everybody grew up different. And like you take other people's like childhood and reflect on their childhood and then compare it to yours. It's like I really didn't like have a childhood. So I mean, it definitely would be like to enjoy your childhood, because it only comes once. And like I kind of took it for granted. Like I was so quick to like hurry up and grow up and and like do all these things, and a lot of it had to do with like me being like around older people, because like for instance, like you a year or 2 years older than me. It's like, say you're 16, I'm about 13, 14. It's like hypothetically, like I did have 16-year-olds in my class growing up, and I'm 14 and like hanging around them. It's like they could do stuff, but like I can't. I'm really not supposed to be doing it, or like somebody that's 14 or not is not like usually doing what a 16-year-old doing. But it's like that's what I was surrounded by, because I did skip a grade. And I mean it's pros and cons. Like I'm happy that I'm a mature person and stuff like that, but definitely be like to enjoy your childhood though, because it does only come once.
Yeah, life moves very fast.
What?
It's crazy. I
crazy.
Turned 21 the other day, and I was like, wow, 21 years is crazy. This is, it moves fast, especially as you get older. Like coming to college, like I'm already almost halfway done my 3rd year, and it's like that just moved like that. Like I remember coming in, like our opening weekend, it's like, oh, this is gonna be like a drag, and now I'm already almost 2.5 years into it. It's like, wow, crazy. Soon I'm gonna be out in the real world, everything like that. Is but yeah, I mean, just you kind of have to live in the moment, and a lot of people do live in like, some people live in the past, some people live in the future, but like you really gain a lot when you live in the moment and you're just enjoying all the little things that are going on in your life right now. And it's, a lot of people overlook all that stuff. Like even like the simple things like this, like it's like a great thing to be able to sit down with you and just like learn about you. Whereas like I necessarily wouldn't have known as much about you if I hadn't done this.
Right.
So like you really have to like live and like meet everyone and just kind of try to slow time down, even though it's like impossible to slow time down. Like just try to live and do everything you can in the moment. And that's where I think you gain a lot of your experiences and everything like that you're going to remember for the rest of your life.
Right. And they sit with you and last longer. Like, like I feel like, I mean, another thing like people overlook is memories and like experience. Like Nipsey Hussle said, like experience is the number one teacher, and I strongly believe that. And I mean, you don't know, like, you don't get experience if you don't step out into the real world. But I'm not saying, like, not do that. But I'm saying, like to enjoy your childhood, like I guess you could say, like, live in the moment, like, like, enjoy your friends, like, hang out, like, do stuff like that. Like, I didn't really, like, do that. Like, I was too busy, like, working, trying to do other stuff, and I honestly, like, I don't think I had a childhood, but I mean, I'm grateful for what I had, for sure. But if I could do things differently, that would probably be like the number one thing to do, is like live in the moment, enjoy your childhood, and like don't be so fast to grow up. I was like eager and like anxious with the adult life, making my own money and driving a car and like doing stuff on my own. Like that fascinated me to the point where I like didn't really realize that like I'm this age and I should be doing this instead of trying to do that. If that makes sense. So.
No, that makes sense. I mean, growing up, I kind of kept to myself. Like I had friends, everything like that, but I kind of just wanted to stay to myself and do my own thing. And that's one thing I do regret, is not stepping out of my comfort zone and going and experiencing more, because I lost out on that, and now I can't like rewind it and go do it again.
Right.
That's why I kind of just try to do as much as I can now, so I can gain those experiences where I didn't gain as much when I was younger.
Yeah, I think everybody's version of hanging out differs. Like I know, like me, like I don't really like go out. I don't like do like the college activities or whatever. But like my fun is like stuff like this, like talking about life and like just hanging out with people like you surround yourself with, and like having quality conversations, and like I value quality time. And it's like my closest friends is like the people I spend the most time with. And it's like that's my version of hanging out. But I didn't, like you said, I didn't really do that when I was younger, because I was too busy trying to chase that adult life, that fast life, and that independent life. But I mean, like, people take for granted like parents, and like I don't take for granted my parents, but like no matter what, like your parents is always gonna be there for you. And realistically, like my mom would tell me like slow down. Like I was always like too fast and wanted to do stuff like so early, and I'm forever grateful for her. But like I don't know, like that was just me. Like I was just fascinated with that life and like being independent and doing stuff on my own. To where the point where I just like blanked out on being a child and having people do stuff for me and like having that like support. Because realistically, like once you step out in that real world, like the support is different than like your childhood support, or like if you weren't like as independent. Like people will still support you, but it's a different type of support. It's not like the same. It's like I think people take advantage of like what parents can do for you, what like being a child could do for you, like not growing up too fast. Because I know I took it for granted, and I don't regret it. But if I could do things differently, I definitely would. Yeah,
it's a lot easier when you have like your parents and stuff doing everything for you. Now it's like we're older, we have to kind of transition away from all that, and it does get harder, but it also shows who you are as a person and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, just slowing time down and everything, really like grasping everything that's going on. Like the people that you're around today might not be around you tomorrow, so it's like you kind of have to live and just cherish everything that you do every day and not take any of it for granted.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, that's all the questions I have. You have any questions for me?
I did, but I forgot. We like took too many branches. I did come in here with a question, man. I gotta think about it. But did you, like, what made you choose Auburn? Like you said you wanted to get, I know you'd be like, you want to get away from home and stuff, but, like, realistically, like, you're 20 minutes away.
Yeah. I think the main reason I chose it was, so I felt like I had a better opportunity to play just because my freshman year we only had 28 kids. So it's like, you go into college as a freshman, you're not going to play as much. I came into college as a freshman with a smaller team, and I played like every weekend and everything like that. So I got a lot more playing time than like some of my friends that went to other schools. Even like other small schools, they still have a ton of people. Like right now we have almost like 50, 60 kids. So I think the reason I chose it was close to home. Although I didn't really want that. It was like a perfect opportunity where it was like 20 minutes. Yeah, it's still pretty close, but I think that it came down to pretty much just like the playing time. Like I knew coming in I would play a lot, and I did. So it all came down to that because I ultimately came to play baseball.
Yeah.
So I just was more of thinking the athletic side rather than the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I wish I would have went further? Like, yeah, I wish I would have went to a school that's further, but I can't really complain because now I can see my parents whenever I want. I can see my friends that are at home, everything like that. So, yeah, it was definitely a tough decision looking at schools that were further away where I would be, like, out in a different area, everything like that. But it felt easier to come here, like, instantly be able to play and then just be close to everyone that I've grown up with and everything like that.
Yeah, it's fire.
But now it kind of, like, leads me to where I want to move away so I'm not so close to everyone anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's fire.
So is that your only question?
Yeah, that was the only question.
Perfect. But yeah, thank you for coming on. This was a great episode, and glad we finally got this done.
Thank you for having me, Tutor. I really appreciate it.